Okay, welcome Emma. We are so happy to have you. So you started the digital marketing agency Polkadot Digital when you were just 23 years old. And since then, Polkadot has collaborated with various prestigious companies such as Clientele Legal, the Property Keepers, and of course the IE Group and the MPC My Polkadot app. And this year, you've also been awarded the Best Social Media Marketing Agency of 2020. So congratulations on that. And with that, Emma, take us back to that specific moment where you decided that you were going to start this company. You were 23 years old. This is what you're going to do.
Thanks so much. Thanks for the intro. Yeah, it's been an amazing journey, and I think that I wouldn't change it at all ever. I think a lot of people asked what made me start it, and I was so young, I was so crazy, but it was the best decision I ever made. And so I was working at a few agencies, and I kept getting to the same point where I was like, I could really do this better. And I was getting irritated with how management and leadership were running clients and how they were doing the work. And I was like, it just kept getting that frustrating, there's a problem here and I need to solve it situation. And so, I was 23 years old and I decided, I'm just going to do this by myself. I'm going to take the leap and I'm going to freelance. And I actually never planned for it to be where it is now. I kind of was like, let me just try this out. If it doesn't work for 3 months, I'll go back. And it was just, let me help family and friends, let me just freelance. And now almost 6 years ago, it's completely different. But I don't think I could ever go back to working for someone. I really enjoy that.
I know you're having your 5-year anniversary. Is it 5-year anniversary this year or 6?
So it was our 5 years now last month. So now we're going into our 6th year of business.
Well, wow, that's amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Wow. So what is one leadership lesson that you've learned during the course of that 5-year span?
So I think it's you've got to appreciate your employees. You've got to guide them, you've got to support them. A lot of people, how I see it is I always tell my team, I'm not any higher than you. I'm not going to sit in my golden throne and I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm going to be on the floor. I'm going to help you with your problems. I'm going to be there as a companion to help you with your problems. And how I've always said it is that we all on a train and I'm driving the train, but we're all on the same train and we're all going to the same destination. So that's always been my philosophy when I've done any leadership, is that to be on the floor, to be listened, to be part of the team rather than try to act that I'm superior at any way.
Nice. Very, very collaborative, which is great because then you get input from both sides.
Yeah.
So, how have you built resilience and confidence during those 5 years?
Yeah, definitely. I think when I first started, I didn't have as much confidence. I think I started thinking, this was just going to be a small little business. And I've realized that you've just got to be confident. And a lot of the time it's who you know, not what you know. And you need to just build those relationships. Keep changing with the times. I mean, now with COVID, we've had to learn how to work remotely and still keep connected and communicate. And we've learned a lot of lessons from it. So it's just really to keep with the times and to keep on top of it and make sure you look after those relationships that you have. I think it's really important.
Nice. And of course, we all have ups and downs in our personal life and, during business. So describe a time where you felt that you almost gave up and, what did you do to motivate yourself?
So you mean yesterday?
Oh yes, yesterday.
No, I'm joking. No, there's often times when I've decided, I'm like, why am I doing this? I've wanted to give up a lot of times. And I think it's just because there's a lot of stress that comes with owning a business and being an entrepreneur, and knowing that you need to then pay everyone's salaries at the end of the month. Not many people understand that as a different kind of stress. So there is a lot of times where I've wanted to, but then there's days where clients love what you've done and you've helped a small business grow, and you get those rewards where you're like, well, this was definitely all worth it. And I think those are the days are 10 times better than the days where you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then also seeing like my team, and they've grown so much. I mean, I've had same employee, one of my girls have been with me literally from the beginning and to where she is now. And that's amazing. And I'm like, I'm staying in this because of them as well. They also to grow, and that's amazing. So yeah, I just got to keep pushing and remember the positives, and also look back on those small wins as well. I think that's also really important. So it's quick to complain and it's quick to be like, oh, this is so frustrating. But then when you do something great, I think it's good to remember that and be like, oh, but remember we did that great thing and that client was so happy. Yeah, so you just try to keep on to the positives.
Well done. So inspirational. And I want to touch on something that you said, which is so apparent to, today in this age and in this era and time, is, paying salaries. So, during this COVID pandemic, a lot of small businesses, had a hard time actually keeping head above water. So what are you doing, or, what have you done to keep your team motivated during this, COVID-19 pandemic?
So we're really lucky that we're in digital marketing, that it's been an industry that's actually done really well. So as much as COVID has been heartache and frustrating, and it's actually been a blessing in some ways for our company, there's definitely been a surge of digital in South Africa. Everyone who didn't have a website has realized the importance of it. So we really have actually done quite well in this time. We've grown our client base quite significantly. So yeah, I mean, it's been hard, and I think my team has hit massive burnouts because of it. But luckily, we have been able to we've actually taken on 2 full-time resources, 2 new staff members now during COVID. We've had increases in COVID. So yeah, we've actually, as much as many companies are being retrenched, we've actually been doing really well. So we're very lucky.
Yeah, well done. And again, congratulations. So because this is Women's Month and we're celebrating women in leadership, how do you think being a woman, especially being a woman, under 30, how does that impact your leadership style?
Yeah, so I always get this whenever I go to meeting a client or on the phone. The first thing they ask is how old I am, every single time. And then they tend to be like, oh, did your parents give you this company? Or like, is there another boss somewhere sitting somewhere else behind the lines? And it is a struggle, because a lot of people tend to think she's too young, she doesn't know what she's talking about. And then I start explaining and I start talking, and people are like, oh my gosh, she actually knows what she's talking about. So it has been a bit of a struggle. But also my whole team is all young as well. Everyone in my team is under 30 as well. So I think that also helps. We all in the same age group. It's not like I'm trying to lead people who are much older than me. I think that would be very difficult if I was trying to be a leader in a 50s or 60-year-olds. I think that would be quite difficult. So it is easy that my team is the same age as me. So yeah, I think that I sometimes have to prove myself a little bit more and because I'm a woman. But I think that's just where confidence comes in. And knowing, I mean, you can think what you want, but I know what I've learned, I've studied, have the experience, and I think that as soon as I'm confident, people then realize, she's got this.
Success is literally, showing that. And I think that those challenges that you are, describing about, being on a 30, having this, wonderful, successful company, that also, maybe ties into that resilience and that confidence that you're constantly building, which is also wonderful. What is one mistake that you frequently witness other female leaders making?
Wow, that's quite a question. Yeah, I think that playing the playing the victim card is a bit of something that I think is something you shouldn't do. I don't think using women as an excuse is a good idea. So saying, you know, well, feel sorry for me because I'm a woman. I think that women and men should have equal opportunities, and that you shouldn't try play that you're a victim at all by being a woman. So I don't know if that's a mistake that they're making, but I think with leadership is don't doubt yourself, or don't think that you're less of a leader because you're a woman. So I think that's maybe what women trying to do, is trying to be like, well, I'm a woman, so, you know, treat me differently.
So true. So what advice would you give the next generation of female leaders?
So advice that I would give the next female leaders is that really that's nothing should be in your way. I think that if you have a dream and you want to do something, that you should go for it, and you shouldn't let anything stand in your way. I think that a lot of women or young women tend to think, you know, I need support of my parents or my husband or my partner. I started this business when I had nothing. I think I earned 100 Rand in my first month, and I was so excited. I was like, I earned 100 Rand. I didn't have my dad or my mom giving me money every month to be like, you got this, keep going. I did it, and with, you know, nothing. So I think it's just, I mean, like, don't overthink it. Just go for it. Just try it. Just if it fails, it fails. But don't think, you know, I need help. I need this. I need this. Just try. But don't treat.
Wow. Wow, Emma, that is so inspirational. You know, it gives so many young females under 30, you know, so much hope. Because, you know, young females under 30, we walk with the stigma of exactly what you were explaining. You know, people think we're young, we don't have a lot of experience, we don't know anything, when actually it's just, you know, they're underestimating us. And congratulations with all the, you know, immense success that Polkadot Digital has received. And you're such an inspiration to all of us. Thank you so much for, you know.
Thank you so much. Awesome. Thank you so much, Elri. Really appreciate it.